This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
Hello everyone, we'll play a video here inside the Navy's indoor ocean by YouTuber Veritasium. U.S. Navy has an indoor ocean that can simulate any wave in the world, so we don't often talk about fluid wave dynamics, but here's just a few minutes of it, and we'll get the net started here in a minute. In a few minutes, about 5 minutes.
Because it almost looks like an ocean, except you never see waves this regular out there.
Correct.
One of the fundamental characteristics of a wave is its wavelength, the distance from one crest to the next. The first thing most people learn about waves is they transmit energy rather than material from one place to another. In this case, as the wave travels to the right, the water molecules themselves basically move along circular paths, and the deeper the water, the smaller this motion. All motion stops at a depth equal to half the wavelength. This is known as the wave base. But even in an ideal water wave, the molecules do drift a bit in the direction of wave motion, and this is because the molecules travel faster the higher up they are. So they move farther at the top of their loop than they move backwards at the bottom, creating a spiral path. This place is perfect for observing properties of different waves. I asked Miguel to show me some waves with different frequencies but the same amplitude.
So what I'll have them do now is I'll have them stop this wave and this change the frequency. Because we're at 0.6, we'll go to 0.5, so it'll be a 2-second wave.
Here I'm split screening waves with frequencies of 0.67, 0.5, and 0.33 Hz, all with the same amplitude. So, two things to notice. Even though they all have the same amplitude, the ones with higher frequency look like they have a greater amplitude because the slope of the waves is steeper. And second, the frequency of a wave affects its speed. High frequency waves travel slower than low frequency waves. In fact, as long as the water is deeper than the wave base, wave speed is inversely proportional to its frequency. They have a really cool demo that takes advantage of the different speeds of different frequency waves. You can see it starting here. They send out high frequency waves first, followed by lower and lower frequency waves. And because the high frequency waves travel slower, the lower frequency waves gradually catch up.
Whoa.
Full scale, you're the same conditions.
For fluid mechanics, I always expect that you have to keep the Reynolds number the same as in the real-world phenomena. But actually, to get the right wave dynamics, you have to use a different scaling, which is based on the Froude number. So the Froude number is a measure of the ratio of inertial to gravitational forces. It's equal to the flow velocity divided by the square root of the acceleration due to gravity times the characteristic length, like the length of the ship. In this case, the model ship's hull is 46 times smaller than the real thing, which means to get accurate data, it should be traveling at 1 over the square root of 46 times its real-world speed. And to make the footage from the model look the same as that from the full-size ship, you have to slow it down by a factor of the square root of 46, so roughly 6.8 times slower. I'm amazed at just how well these shots match. But of course that's the idea, scale the model and the waves so the physics are identical to a real ship out on the open ocean. Naturally, I asked if I could go swimming in the pool, but they said very kindly, no way.
This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by. Hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net for June 5th, 2024. We are getting halfway through this year already. It's a great place this evening, this net. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general. And thankfully, we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie K1 DBC. My name is Daron, and I am this evening's net control. You may hear a little bit of noise on my background. I do apologize about that due to the heat. I am running an air conditioner, so hopefully it's not too impairing. But if it is, let me know, and I can shut that off. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Tonight we'll be taking your check-ins, comments, questions, and more. You can contact us via email, elmer@w0tx.org, over on our website as well, w0tx.org/officers. Plenty of contact phone numbers as well as emails, email addresses. If you'd like to get a hold of me directly, it's k1dbc@w0tx.org. But whoever you'd like to get a hold of, whether it be a board member or president or someone else, another staff or volunteer, plenty of contact information on there. We also stream an archive on youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. So if you'd like to see behind the scenes or visual context, that is an additional way to view and participate in the net. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. That is the first letter after the number in the call sign. When we take check-ins, please try to use I2 phonetics for the call sign at least, and indicate if you have traffic or questions as you check in. You can follow along with check-ins. I was about to open it up for self-check-ins this evening, but may experiment with that in the upcoming future here at w0tx.org/check-in. You can see who's checked in. If you didn't see it right before the Learning Net, I was playing a YouTube video by Veritasium over on his YouTube channel, Inside the Navy's Indoor Ocean. So talking about fluid dynamics and wave dynamics and different contexts. So it's a pretty cool video and a world we don't really get into, but definitely is very much a part of what we're doing with our wave engineering and RF engineering. So check that out. This is K1 DBC Net Control.
Molecules travel fast in an ideal water wave. The molecules do drift a bit in the direction of wave motion.
So I would highly recommend checking that out. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We will start taking check-ins. If your call suffix begins with letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo 9, Bravo Yankee Uniform. Kilo 9, Bravo Yankee Uniform, Russell Highlands Ranch.
This is Kilo Echo 0 Alpha Bravo, Cannon Lakewood, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Hold up there for just a moment.
W0TX repeater.
And that time I had K9BYU Russell and KE0 Alpha Bravo Ken. Thank you both so much for checking in. Once more, we're taking call suffixes with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike. Please check in now with your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
Whiskey Golf 0, Lima Foxtrot Romeo, Chance in Aurora, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo 0, Golf, Papa Alpha, Bob in Lakewood, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Hold up there for just a moment. Hey, Dan. Good to see you in there. I got you checked in here. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. WG0LFR Chance, KF0FPI Ron, K0GPA Bob, and then online we had NA5DW Clifford checking in. Thank you so much all for checking in here. All right, we will go ahead and open up the whole alphabet. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We'll take all call suffixes, all call signs. Let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Charlie Whiskey. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Charlie Whiskey. Doug, no traffic.
This is Kilo Delta 8 Oscar Romeo X-Ray, AD8 ORX, Brian in Aurora, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Hold up there for just a moment. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Just as a reminder, if you didn't hear me earlier on in the net, I do have a air conditioner running in the background, so if it's too loud, let me know. But this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins: KF0PCW Doug and KD8 ORX. I believe it was Brian. Thank you all so much for checking in here. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. We had a check-in online, N1GUM. Peter, thank you so much for checking in. Again, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. This is the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's a great place to learn about ham radio STEM topics, and we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. So we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. Let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. One more reminder, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club if you'd like to live stream this net, or if you can't make the repeaters, or if you'd like to view past nets or past meetings, that's a great place to do that. W0tx.org/check-in. We're still yet to experiment with self-check-ins, but you can follow along with who's checked in this net and past nets. And it's a great tool if you'd like to help act as a net control operator. We have a lot of opportunities out there, so get a hold of us if you'd like to use that. Let me drop here for a moment. Again, W0tx.org/check-in. It's a Google spreadsheet. If you'd like to use it for your own personal use or for your own club, as long as you're signed in with Google, you can click on File and make a copy, and then you can use it for your own check-in process as well. But if you'd like to help out with our club, we can give you permission to that, and we can give you a tutorial on that. It's pretty easy. You type in a call sign, and everything else pops up. This is K1 DBC Net Control. This is about an hour long. We have another 50 minutes. We usually go until about 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I have plenty of stories and things we can talk about, recent activities our club has participated in, and all sorts of other stuff. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Let me drop here once more. Let me see, PCW, Doug. Quite a lot of noise on your signal, but readable. I meant to say that earlier. Do apologize. Didn't see anybody else indicate they had any traffic or questions. We'll take check-ins throughout the net. If anybody else wants to check in, just at the moment, we're taking all check-ins, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Again, we have another 50 minutes. We'd love to take your comments, questions, updates on your projects, and more. Let me drop. There's plenty of things we could talk about. We had our recent Lakewood siren test we participated in today. We could talk about that. Some Senate bills went into a place that may affect us as ham radio operators. And plenty of other news. I can go and check back what we talked about in the last few nets as well. But anyone else at the moment, we're taking your comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to speak about so far this evening. Please call now.
CIV, WD0 CIV, Charles in Denver. Just checking in. No comments, no traffic.
All right, WD0 CIV, Charles got you checked in. Thank you so much for checking in, as always. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I guess brief recap of what we talked about last week. Ed AE0YR, ongoing issue with his new radio, getting static reports, so he's still working on that. Don't see he's checked in here so far, but maybe he'll come in here in a little bit here. We gave reminders of upcoming tests, siren tests, volunteer tests, as I said, it was today. We could talk about that. We talked about our last meeting of Geocron, and how it was a really interesting meeting, and interesting to hear his passion. That is Peter. About that project, and then how solar weather reports, and there was a recent solar weather events, and we talked about that, and trying to use nano VNAs, vector network analyzers. The ARL had a security breach, and a little bit more. But anyone else at the moment on any of that, if you have anything, go right ahead.
W0TX repeater.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Sorry, I may have stepped over someone. If someone's trying to call in there, go right ahead. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Not sure if anyone else was trying to speak there, but if anyone else had any other comments or questions on that or anything else, please go right ahead.
Yeah, Ron, this is FPI.
Yeah, Ron, FPI, go right ahead.
Yeah, is ARRL, have they cleared their problem, and is their site safe to use? Like if you wanted to renew your subscription, do you know that? Or is that something I can go look at and find out that info online?
This is K1 DBC Net Control. I think they're a bit mum on the exact specifics of it, but it looks like it was quite an attack on them. Let me drop here for a moment. In terms of taking payments, I'm guessing if it's not safe, they won't be allowing that. They did reach out to the FBI as soon as they kind of understood what was going on. So they was let me drop here once more. ARL immediately contacted the FBI. The scope of this hack was a lot bigger than what they expected. I think I saw some spam emails, things like that. But I'd imagine in terms of taking payments on their site, if it's not safe to do at the moment, they will have disabled it. But if it is safe, it should be safe to use. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that, go right ahead. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Kind of bearing the lead there, I can just give a paragraph blurb here that ARL has on their website, arl.org/news. Updated around 6/4 yesterday. ARL systems service disruptions on or around May 12th. ARL was the victim of a sophisticated network attack by a malicious international cybergroup. ARL immediately involved the FBI, engaged with third-party experts to investigate. Serious incident was extensive and categorized by the FBI as compromising network devices, servers, cloud-based systems, and PCs. ARL management quickly established an incident response team. This has led to an extensive effort to contain and remediate the network, restore servers, and staff are beginning the testing of applications and interfaces to ensure proper operation. So they thank us for our patience and understanding as their staff continue to work through this with an outstanding team of experts to restore full functionality to their systems and services. They will continue to update members as advised and to the extent that they are able to. So that was as of yesterday. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Hopefully that maybe clarifies things a little bit for anybody out there a little bit. But anyone else on the ARL system services disruption, go right ahead.
No, Jerome, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
All right, sounds good. Great question there. Yeah, absolutely. If we're making credit card, debit card payments, we need to make sure that it's done through secure means and that personally identifiable information that isn't already public out there isn't distributed. As we know with ham radio, a lot of our licensing information is publicly accessible. So what does the ARL store that isn't already publicly accessible? Is not probably a whole lot, but payment information for sure is key and very important to securing. And this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, that was just one thing that we talked about last week, and that was an update to it. So anyone else on anything we spoke about last week or anything else you'd like to speak about so far this evening's Learning That, please go now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Let's see, we did support a siren test. I can call on anyone that has any information on that. I'm looking at a spreadsheet, though. I can bring up some information that doesn't have everything personally identifiable information. But anyone want to report on today's support of the Lakewood siren test on here? Otherwise, I can briefly talk about that here, and then we can throw it back to the net.
0 TPS, Kevin. Doug, hope my signal is better. I participated in the siren test today, and I want to compliment Jerry and others. It ran very well. It was a great experience. My first time activity with the club.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Apologize, there was a double in there. I think KZ or KPS got you in there, and then there was someone else giving a follow-up, but I do appreciate that. Your signal was a bit tinny. I'll have to try to re-listen to that, what you had said, but I'll throw it over to Kevin. KZ or KPS, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is Kevin Drone. Today the siren test went off with very minor little hitches, but it was successful. Everybody made the reports. Obviously, Lakewood was impressed with the ability to check all their siren sites, even though it was later in the year than they normally schedule, and that was due to some of the hardware and software issues that were earlier in the year that had to be purchased and installed. And it went off, and there were just a few minor issues found at the siren sites, including ground wires and stuff along those lines. But otherwise, it was a success, and we appreciate everybody that participated in that. And there was a face-to-face pizza afterwards with the city of Lakewood hosting that, so there was an opportunity for some face-to-face. And I know Ron, FBI, was involved in that, and I appreciate that also, and the others that are on the net tonight. And with that, I'll give it back to you, Drone, K0KPS.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much there, KPS, Kevin, K0KPS, for the kind of the after-action report. Glad to hear there wasn't too much issue, and a lot of updates here and notes taken. So it looks like Net Control Operations did quite well as well. So really do appreciate that. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on the Lakewood siren test? Any updates to report? Or I think it may have been maybe Doug that was trying to speak earlier, but anyone else on that, go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, just as a reminder of what we're talking about here, outdoor sirens. Different cities own different outdoor sirens. In the past, they've been used for tornadoes and other public safety services. Let me drop here for a moment. They are used as public address systems that is composed, at least for Lakewood, 25 sites. And it looked like we handled most of those, I believe. Sirens are electronically tested monthly, and the entire system is audibly tested annually in May. I think that may be June this year. Siren system is intended to warn the outdoor population of natural or man-made danger. The primary use of the sirens is for tornadoes, but it can be used for hazardous material incidents, flooding, or any other life-threatening emergencies. When you hear the sirens, you should seek shelter immediately if it is not in testing. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I'll see if I can bring up anything else on that. But anyone else, comments, questions, check-ins on siren testing, go right ahead. All right, great PIO information over on the Lakewood PD Twitter, updating Lakewood Public. Lakewood will conduct a test of its outdoor siren system today, the 5th, 11 a.m. During the test, all 26 sirens in the system will be activated with a long wail, followed by a test voice message over the public address portion of the system. The test will then conclude with one long siren wail. For additional information, visit lakewood.com/sirens. So not just Lakewood, but a lot of cities have PAs, public address systems, and outdoor sirens that either our club or other clubs help volunteer to maintain and support. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else at the moment? Comments, questions, check-ins on that? Please call now.
This is PCW Doug. I participated in the siren test today. It was a great experience. My first activity with the club.
Excellent. PCW, your signal is much better now. KF0PCW. If you want to follow up anything else on that, your signal is much better. Go right ahead.
I especially like the after gathering. I met a couple of other club members, and we had a great talk. But it was good to see our skills in action, and I liked the way Jerry ran the net. It was a good experience.
Excellent. Great to hear. Yeah, I'm looking at our private spreadsheet for that, but yeah, great to hear W0GV Jerry was able to take net control operations there. So yeah, a lot of great reporting, a lot of great updates from our members in terms of how the sirens worked and what did work, what didn't work. So yeah, it's awesome to put our actions, to put this in use in real world. So yeah, this is a great opportunity for us to use, and maybe we can start supporting other cities potentially, but that would kind of be on us as volunteers to make that happen. So yeah, awesome to see this happen, and great to hear a great outcome from this. This is K1 DBC Net Control. All right, just quick few last notes on that. Just looking at some notes from some of the reports that were given from some of the sites. A lot of location information, updates of where the siren is located, where to park, how to access the sites. Let me see. Omnidirectional, didn't rotate. Let me see what else here. Yeah, a lot of information. Yeah, just it sounds like things went off quite well, and hopefully things work quite well for that city there. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, any other comments, questions, check-ins so far for this evening's Learning Net? Please call in. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. All right, we have another 30 minutes or so. This is a great place to learn about ham radio STEM topics and a lot of experience and expertise. So I'll take this opportunity to take official check-ins. If you'd like to check in, let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
Kilo Echo Zero, Sierra Uniform Mike, Jonathan, Lakewood.
Alpha Echo Zero, Romeo Kilo, Fred, Denver. No traffic.
KG4OWU, John from Denver, Kilo Golf 4, Oscar Whiskey Uniform, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Hold up there for the moment. We had KE0 Net Control. Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. KE0SUM Jonathan, AE0RK. Thank you both so much for checking in, as always. And then I think we had a new call in there. KG4OWU, Kilo Golf 4, Oscar Whiskey Uniform. John, looks like a new call, at least in a while. But great to hear you in there. Thanks so much for checking in. All right, excellent. Yeah, always great to hear new call signs in there. So yeah, John, thank you so much for checking in. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I'll take any other comments, questions, or let's one more time for check-ins. If you'd like to check in, let us know your call sign, your name. Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I certainly can bring up some other recent things. I had a member text me some of their recent experiences over the weekend. I think some of their operations. Also talking about a recent Senate bill here in Colorado. But anyone else, comments, questions, check-ins, anything else, please call now.
This is KG4OWU. Just curious if anybody knows when the monthly tests, or if any tests at all, occur for the Aurora siren system.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
All right, thank you. This is K1 DBC Net Control. OW, thank you so much for checking in again. Great question there. Aurora, Colorado, siren tests. Looks like they had it recently done is March 11th, March 12th, potentially. Just doing a cursory Google search of Aurora, Colorado siren tests. It looks like they have something from their Aurora Gov site. Let's see, March 12th, and then upcoming as well as November 12th for their 2024 dates. Not sure if any ham radio clubs help them with that particularly, but it looks like the next upcoming one will be November 12th from their aurora.gov site. So OWU, if you have any further comments or questions on that, go ahead.
OWU, nothing further here. Just curious to know when or if there were any tests going on. We had a little hail scare here about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, absolutely. The hail around the area here was insane over the last few weeks, and I'm sure some people have some information if they've worked with the National Weather Service or the Weather Watch or anything like that. But a lot of hail in a lot of different places. So yeah, if you have any follow-up on that or anyone else on their experience of National Weather Service follow-up from the recent hailstorms or any reporting on that, or anyone else, OW or anyone else, go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control.
W0TX repeater.
Yes, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Northern Colorado, Fort Collins, I think Longmont had some quite extreme. And then out in the DIA area in Aurora, Green Valley Ranch area, there was tons of hail and tons of damage. So quite crazy. Some of the reports and photos that are coming out of that. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Quite interesting meteorological standpoint. I don't understand how that occurs and how that happens. I'm in South Denver, in the Inglewood area, and I didn't have any. I had maybe some rain, but didn't have anything like this. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone on that? Skywarn spotting or hail damage, emergency siren tests, anything on that? Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. All right, yes, as reported, large hail, damaging winds and tornadoes across eastern Colorado and across a lot of the metro area, Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins, a lot of showers, a lot of storms, a lot of weather updates here recently. So yeah, as we've talked about, we have the National Weather Service Skywarn spotting program. You can sign up to be a Skywarn spotter. We also have over on our website, or let me see, drop here for a moment. There's the severe weather net that you can check into. Let me see if I can bring up some more information. We have it over on our club, w0tx.org/nets, I believe, or net list, excuse me. So that is a great opportunity to check in. Severe hazardous weather net, daily 12:15 Mountain, I think, on 449.225, and then digitally on 449.75. So
is USC finally going to reach its recruiting potential? Well, they're certainly trying as they try to keep Juju Lewis.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Sorry about that on YouTube. Something started playing there. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I will throw it out to the group. Any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's Learning Net, please call now.
November 0, Mike Tango Lima, Micah Thornton, no traffic.
Whiskey 0, Romeo Tango Alpha, Josh, Lakewood, no traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome to Knowledge of the following check-ins: N0MTL Micah and W0RTA Joshua. Thank you so much for checking in. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. All right, just a quick follow-up. I think they were seeing tennis ball to size or baseball size hail, which was 2.5 inch to 2 inch size hail. So quite quite large, quite severe. So yeah, really quite harrowing. Unfortunately, you have to see that. And some of the insurance ramifications to follow up, whether it be your vehicle or your roof or things like that. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Any further comments, questions, check-ins, comments, anything else? We have another 25 minutes. Please call now.
This is OWU. Just curious if anybody has anything small, portable, and ideally with SAME encoding that can be used for a weather radio. I had to break out the BCD 996, and it's a little bit of a chungus.
I missed that comment. I wish she'd say it again. KE0SUM, late check-in.
This is K1DBC Net Control. OWU, John, if you want to go ahead and follow up. I think you were asking about weather radio with potentially an SMA connector for antenna. But if you want to follow up on that, go right ahead. OWU, the net is yours.
Thank you very much, Control. What I was remarking on is I have an old scanner, Bearcat BCD 996. It's actually quite large, but it does the job for now. I haven't had to set up a weather alert radio in quite some time. I was curious if anybody else had something that was easy that had an alert feature that was a little smaller, maybe in a handheld portable 2-meter.
Comment, KPS.
Great question there in KPS. I'll get back to you here in a second. Yeah, great question. Handheld transceiver with weather alerts. I think it's some sort of tone. I forget exactly, but yeah, I'll see if I can find some equipment here. But KPS, go right ahead.
Yeah, some Yaesu radios have that built into it. I have the VX8R, which is no longer made. That's got a weather alert menu item that whenever the National Weather Service activates their tone, it'll open up the radio. Also, my Kenwood TMD710 mobile radio has that feature built in. So it may be in some of the portable radios that you already have. You just have to go into the menu and look for it sometimes. But that may be helpful as to the tones. And it uses an SAME tone to activate the radio, so that's something to look into. Back to you, Jerome, K0 KPS.
All right, thank you so much there, KPS, for the follow-up there. Yeah, absolutely. Some of these radios have weather alert options. You might try to look if maybe you have a Kenwood or Yaesu might have that option in there already. Maybe some of the higher end radios might have that. Maybe some of the lower end Baofangs may not. But then if you look in maybe some of the Chinese options, some of the maybe the DMR capable ones may have some things like that as well on the analog side. But yeah, great question there. Weather alert options, weather alerting on handheld radios or radios. I've heard about it and read about it a little bit, but not enough to give much information. But anyone else on weather alerts and radios, go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control.
Okay, so
This is OWU. I may have somewhere around here, I believe, the submersible edition. I'll have to look through the menu and see if there's an option for that. That sounds interesting. If it's got a same feature, that would be great. I can at least dial it into, I guess, some of the alerts that are more specific to this area and not pick up practically everything in the region. KG4 OWU.
W0TX repeater.
Additional comment to KPS.
All right, thanks there, OWE. There was a lot of noise on your signal there a little bit to begin with. Not sure if like a mic was fumbling around with, but I got you in the last 10 seconds or so. And then we had KPS. Kevin, go right ahead.
If your radio has that feature, I always enable it, especially when I'm traveling. There's nothing worse than being in a different state or something along that line, driving at night and not knowing what the weather is, that you may be running into. So having that feature activated certainly helps when you're traveling, like coming across Kansas, in the middle of the night and, there's a thunderstorm. There's no idea that there may be a tornado that's involved in that. So having that feature activated is certainly helpful. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Daron, K0 KPS.
All right, sounds good. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We had a comment in the YouTube chat here. Really appreciate that, Andrew Duss. Looks like the Quansheng UV-K5 can do that. So popular radar we talked about, pretty cool for hacking purposes, for different abilities. It looks like $20, $30 can get you that as well. So the Quansheng UV-K5 is a pretty good option as well. A lot of airband, weatherband alerts and things like that. So another option out there. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that? Go right ahead.
Comment SUM.
Yeah, Jonathan, KE0SUM. Go ahead.
Well, two quick comments. I agree. You can enable and should use your weather alert, but all Yaesu handhelds, if you long press the number 1 key, you'll go right to the National Weather Service. But that's a good idea. Now, Quaoshengs are an interesting radio because I think they have spurious emissions and might operate out of band. But I need to check that out. It's just kind of information I had in the back of my head, Drone. AE0SUM, back to net.
All right, SUM Jonathan, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, great to hear about that function about pressing the number 1 gets you over to the National Weather Service on, I think you mentioned Yaesu, so that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, your Baofangs, your Quanshengs. Yeah, some of these even more obscure ones, yeah, there probably are spurious emissions. Use these at your own understanding. And this is K1 DBC Net Control. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that? We have another 15 minutes. Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Please go now.
CIB here.
A little scratchy there, but got you in there. WD0CIV, go right ahead.
Alrighty, yeah. I don't know why we're scratchy, but anyway, what I've got is a Radio Shack cube, the weather cube, and you set it on your table and just leave it. If you want to listen to the weather, you can push down a bar on it and it'll start to receive. When there's an alert, it'll actually turn on and give you an alert signal. So anyway, you'll probably find one of them at a ham fest, but I don't think you can find them anywhere else. Anyway, this is WD0CIB, back to net control.
Excellent. This is K1 DBC Net Control. All right, pretty cool product. Looking at some nostalgic video here of the barometer that talks, the Weather Cube weather radio from it looks like Realistic and Radio Shack, originally $14.95, but single purpose only of letting you know when there are weather alerts. So pretty interesting. I like saying that. So the Radio Shack Weather Cube. Thank you so much for that, CIV.
And to NOAA radio broadcasts, which operate on around 162 megahertz mile radius, and that seems.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I have turned off my portable air conditioner, so maybe that was causing some RFI. We'll see here, but this is K1 DBC Net Control. I had a thought and it completely lost it. The weather alerts, as mentioned, it basically is an audible alert from the National Weather Service to your radio and lets you know when there's weather events in the area. So yeah, whether you're traveling or standalone, it's a really nice, great other option for being notified of the weather. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We have another 15 minutes. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, please call now.
FPI with a question.
Yeah, KF0FPI. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody on the net that's listening tonight and checked in has a external monitor hooked up to a Yaesu transceiver.
Great question. I'm guessing you're talking about a digital or a graphics monitor through HDMI or something like that.
Yes, there's a few Yaesu radios that have a DVI output for an external monitor. I was wondering if anybody on the net utilizes that.
All right, great question. Nothing heard just yet. Nothing heard just yet. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I'm looking at a video from the official Yaesu UK channel, FTDX10, using a DVI cable, DVI to HDMI. They can be converted very easily, so you can plug it into a DVI display as well. So looking at it, looks like, let me drop here for a moment. Yes, no, no. Looks like it's a direct copy of the front screen of your radio, essentially. But I have not had an opportunity to do that. I don't have a great enough radio to do that. But it looks like it's kind of just a mirror of the front display. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But if you have a DVI monitor, you can go down to a Best Buy, or excuse me, HDMI display. Just any regular television, you can go down to a Best Buy or Micro Center or Amazon and buy a DVI to HDMI cable and plug it into any normal monitor. So yeah, I have not tried it, but anyone else on that using an external graphics display for Yaesu radios, go right ahead.
You now see that the television is displaying the output from the radio.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, they've mentioned here it's just a direct output from the radio. So waterfall, all the buttons, everything that you see on the front panel of the radio will show up on your monitor. I haven't used it, but anyone else on that? But yeah, it seems like it's a pretty simple way to kind of move your display out to a larger monitor. But yeah, FPI, if you have anything else on that, go right ahead.
W0TX repeater.
No, this is a PI, KF0 PI. I know the logistics on it. I wanted to just see if there's somebody out there that is using it in the real world. That's what I was shooting for, and apparently not. And that's okay. Back to net.
Comment SUM.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control, SUM. I'll get back to you here in a minute. At least on this Yaesu video, Yaesu UK video, it looks like they go through kind of the options and how to make it work. Their display doesn't immediately recognize their device, I don't think, or at the highest resolution, but it looks like they work through the options, maybe if you're running into any issues there. But this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'll throw it over to SUM. Jonathan, the net is yours.
Well, while I don't personally have the larger display, HRO, we have three of them set up, and we use them daily. I enjoy the experience for the older eyes, so you could always come down and play with one. I think maybe one of the two guys have the larger display set up. I just don't. Okay, E0 SUM, back to now.
MPI.
Yeah, great suggestion there, SUM. Go ahead, head out to a ham radio outlet, and you can check that out. It looks like they're utilizing that a bit. So, FPI, Ron, go right ahead.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm glad you chimed in on that. Do you know specifically if they go DVI-D to DVI-D, or they go DVI-D to HDMI? Do you know that, or do I need to take a drive down there and maybe find that out myself? This is KFC RFPI, back to net.
I'm pretty sure all our hookups are going to HDMI. Back to net.
And no problems that you know of?
Well, depending on the radio and the interface, no. If you have the right interface and cable, sometimes you need an adapter on certain radios, but no, a lot of the newer ones are just plug and play.
Okay, very good. Thank you for the info. Thanks for chiming in, Jonathan. Hope you're doing good. Back to you, Jerome. This is KF0 FPI.
All right, not a problem. Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like it is using the digital DVI-D. So that should be a lot more compatible with HDMI than the analog. DVI-D is what it looks like. At least the FTDX10 is using it, I think, as you mentioned maybe before. But DVI-D. So you should be able to get just an easy kind of off-the-shelf DVI to HDMI adapter or cord, hopefully. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. But yeah, go ahead and check out a ham radio outlet. You can probably check it out before you buy and land on what you need to do. But this is K1 DBC Net Control. We have 5 or so minutes. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, please go now.
Filter, I'll make one other comment. Ham radio outlet, we keep our radios on all the time. We've got a lot of antenna switches and nice beam on top, but we're more than happy to have ham radio operators come in and say, can I play with this radio? We'll set them up so they can receive, play, think what they want to do, but yeah, you can take your time. We are not a high-pressure store. KE0 SUM, back to net.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yes, absolutely. And that's great to hear. And I think a part of the hobby, really, we aren't high pressure salesmen. We're all kind of here just as it's a hobby and kind of a friendship and kind of getting to know our equipment and each other and ourselves and our understanding of all this stuff. So yeah, it's great to hear that we can kind of there's a place we can kind of use something before we buy it and understand how things work and if it's going to be the best use for us. So this is a K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, we have a great resource, ham radio outlet. We are not sponsored, but love plugging them because we do not have. There's not many other options out there. So ham radio outlet over on iLiff and South Wabash. This is a K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? This is Net Control. Anyone else? Please call now.
This is PCW. On that note, as a new ham, I would appreciate having some place for me to practice using HTs and mobile radios and getting familiar with the menus and working repeaters like that. I've done it on my own, but it'd be nice to have sort of a group place to do that, some sort of informal class.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Let's see. For some reason, I'm just getting a little bit of screeching coming from the background of your signal as you talk. It just gets a little bit worse and worse. But I did get you in there. Yeah, RCW. Excuse me. OWU, I think. I apologize, whoever that was. I do apologize. Our nets are a great place for that. Ham radio outlet's a great place for that. They have a lot of equipment set up. You can do a lot of good testing out there. So yeah, our nets or repeaters or other nets and repeaters, great place for testing your equipment. This is a K1 DBC Net Control. Whoever asked that question, I do apologize. I was trying to look something else up at the moment, but whoever was asking that, if you want to follow up, go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Another great place you can check out over on our website. We have a chat room, an online chat room on Discord, so you can kind of meet with someone online and kind of live test your equipment if you'd like. So under our social media menu, w0tx.org/Discord, that's another opportunity to kind of test your equipment and hear see what people hear. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We're just about to finish up the net, just a few more minutes here. But any comments, questions, check-ins? I think I can bring up one more story, but anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please go now. All right, last story here, and then I'll throw it back out to the net, and we will wrap things up. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Here in Colorado, we recently had Senate Bill 24-065 pass, mobile electronic devices and motor vehicle driving, concerning the use of mobile electronic devices when driving a motor vehicle, and in connection therewith, making up an appropriation. Current laws are essentially being expanded to 18 years and older. Current laws had applied to 18 years of younger, but again, 18 years of older now. Following exemptions are individuals, and this is meaning to say, as we're using ham radio in our vehicles, essentially, whether it be a handheld radio or a mobile radio with a push-to-talk. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I'm not sure if we fall in under any of these exemptions, but currently exempted is individual reporting an emergency or to state or local authorities, employee or contractor of a utility when responding to utility emergency, employee or contractor of a city, county, first responder, individual in a motor vehicle that's parked, and then they go into some of the violations. So I'll have to dig into this a little bit more to see if ham radio operators are exempt from this. I think in the past, things like this we have been, but the mobile electronic devices and motor vehicle driving, Senate Bill 24-065, again, prohibiting use of mobile electronics when driving, except those exemptions as mentioned. This is K1 DBC Net Control. If anybody else has anything further on that, go right ahead. All right, that is just a summary. I'll have to dig a little bit deeper into that bill and see if we are exempt from that explicitly as written. This is K1 DBC Net Control. It just ticked over to 8:31 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll throw it out to the group. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, and then we can wrap things up. Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'll do a quick recap and then throw it back out to the net, and we'll take last-minute comments and questions. We talked about our siren tests that we supported, Lakewood siren tests, and appreciate Kevin and others providing some follow-up on that. We talked about the ARL cyber attack and its recent updates. Talked about recent weather events, hail and rain here in the area. And then we talked about emergency weather alerts for your radios and what equipment you need from that. For that, let me drop here. And then using an external monitor for display for Yaesu radios. So plenty of stuff here. Really do appreciate who's checked in here. Let's see, we had a 17 check-in here. This will be the last opportunity for comments, questions, or check-ins this evening for this evening's Learning Net. Last opportunity to check in just for the count, or if you have any last-minute traffic, please call now. Okay, nothing heard. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We definitely appreciate everyone who checked in this evening. Again, 17 check-ins, and I think 1 or 2 online. I didn't get a call assigned, but appreciate everyone who's able to check in. This net, past nets, anyone who can participate in our club activities like our siren tests today, our cities and served agencies. Really do appreciate that. So we appreciate everyone, again, who can help and volunteer with our club, whether it be through net control operations, our website, our membership, our roundtable, any participation. All participation is really appreciated. So if anybody wants to get a hold of us, w0tx.org for more information on our website, and under the first menu under officers and staff, you can find a lot of phone numbers and email addresses. So you can go ahead and contact us if you like via there. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Again, we appreciate everyone who checked in. We appreciate our club for allowing us to use these repeaters. Our upcoming meeting is going to be the third Wednesday of this month, the 19th. I think we have it scheduled. I'm not sure if it's on our website just yet, but we do have something planned, I believe, for that. So website for more information, w0tx.org. 6 p.m. for our Elmers session. Just a great place to just a general Q&A about ham radio, and then 7 o'clock for the regular meeting. With that, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Next week, we'll join again here on the air, 7:30 p.m., 1930 hours. Check out our website for more information. Really do appreciate everyone's help. Again, our Discord server, we really do appreciate them handling chat throughout the rest of the week. So if you've enjoyed what we've talked about here so far, go ahead and hang out on there. Just a chat room with members and non-members discussing ham radio, ham radio and everything else. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. With that, this is K1 DBC Net Control 7-3, and I am clear. Everyone have a good evening. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining me on here. Let me see if I have anything else. Let me see if I can play maybe finish the video that I was playing to begin with, maybe. No, can't get to it quickly enough. So with that, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Thank you all so much for joining here. And let me see. Oh, someone on here. OW. Sorry about that. Does Club have a 44 net allocation? Not sure if you're still there, OWU. I'm not too sure what that actually means. Let me see here. I don't think so. We'll have to. AP. Okay, no, I don't think we have any of the public IP space, public IPv4 space available on that. So, no. I think that did give me enough time just to look something up here, and we'll play the rest of this. So, appreciate everyone on here. Waves, fluid dynamics. Check this out.
Kindly, no way. The closest I could get would be on a little dinghy. The flow velocity divided by the square root of the acceleration due to gravity times the characteristic length, like the length of the ship. In this case, the model ship's hull is 46 times smaller than the real thing, which means to get accurate data, it should be traveling at 1 over the square root of 46 times its real-world speed. And to make the footage from the model look the same as that from the full-size ship, you have to slow it down by a factor of the square root of 46, so roughly 6.8 times slower. I'm amazed at just how well these shots match. But of course that's the idea, scale the model and the waves so the physics are identical to a real ship out on the open ocean. Naturally, I asked...
3-to-1. Now recall that when we had 100% reflection, when the end of the machine was clamped, we obtained a standing wave pattern with motionless nodes. The standing wave ratio in that case was infinity. On the other hand, when I had a perfect impedance match, there was no reflection at all and no standing wave pattern. In that case, A max and A min were the same and the standing wave ratio was unity. Now I think you can begin to see where I'm leading you. The punchline is this. In any practical case of reflection, a measurement of the standing wave ratio...
Just to end here, just AT&T Archive simulators of wave behavior. So appreciate everyone checking in. I did see that OW, and we'll maybe discuss that next time. Really do appreciate that. Everyone have a good day.
The complete expression is percent reflection is equal to the standing wave ratio minus 1 squared divided by the standing wave ratio plus 1 squared times 100.